Alright, good afternoon, homesteaders. Welcome back to Arizona Unplugged channel. Just want to show you guys the update of what we got going on here. But first, I want to give a quick shout out to all the new subscribers. And a thank you to all the folks that reach out to me privately via my email address, arizonaunplugged@gmail.com. So, hi. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my family and I are living off-grid 100% for going on 2 years now here in northern Arizona. Off-grid solar panels and rainwater collection and gardens. I know the sun, I know. So we're doing cleanup. You can see I've got all these water lines sticking up. Hopefully you guys can see up over there, garden level number 2. And up there at the orchard, right up there on there, there's a bunch of pipes coming up out of the ground, and a few here at this upper level. This is where the animals are going to go. I got my neighbor's tractor back over here, his front loader, the little Coyote tractor. It does really well, actually. Really nice piece of equipment. So right now I just got done doing all the trenching, putting all the water lines in. All the backfill is done. That was all with the excavator. And now, because I did more digging, as you can see, we got just thousands of little rocks everywhere, especially up here. This one wasn't that bad because I only had one trench here. But like up where the trees are going, the orchard, I did a lot of trenching. There's 2 different zones up there for 12 trees. And man, there's just rocks. Most of them are about that size, about the size of a grapefruit, I guess. And we just got to come by hand and physically pick up every single one and place them inside the retaining walls wherever we're at, because the blade, unlike that, I had my if you guys remember, if you guys came all the way from Backcountry Preps when I first started that in 2014, I believe, you would have seen my other tractor that I had as a Case 580 Super E. Really big machine with a cannon box in the back with hydraulic rippers. So that particular machine, if I had it here, I would have been done a long time ago, because the hydraulics actually push the blade down into the dirt, where this one, it kind of just sits on top. So whenever it hits one of these grapefruit sized rocks, the whole blade pops up and I lose all my dirt. So we got to go through and hand pick all of these rocks, get them in a retaining wall, and then I can use that machine more effectively. I started messing with it today, and it did smoothen out a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's just, I want to make good use of this tractor, so we're gonna make it easier on the equipment and come out here and put some sweat equity. I believe it's going to be day after tomorrow. Tomorrow we've got plans already, but day after tomorrow we'll come out here. And when I say we, I mean probably just me. Wife's got a bunch of projects she's doing too, so got to come out and do my best at getting all these bigger rocks out. The little ones, golf ball size, that doesn't really do anything to the machine. But these bigger ones, especially these, big basketball size ones, as soon as the blade touches that, it just pops it up, and you can see what I'm talking about. I think hopefully you can see with the sun. But it leaves all the dirt behind, so that dragging I just did is kind of null when I hit a rock. It doesn't work. So I need to come out here, get all these rocks up, and then I'll be able to use this piece of equipment to really get it nice and smooth and ready for boxes. After this is all nice and smooth and ready for boxes, the next step is fences and gates. We're gonna have a total of 4 gates. One right here behind the Coyote tractor. That is the road that goes to the stumps. If you don't know what the stumps is, that's the area, that's our pet cemetery, is back there, back here behind the gardens. So the stumps is the pet cemetery. So if I come on here and say, oh, we gotta bring old Spot to the stumps, well, he died and we gotta go bury him. So that's the area. So one gate goes there. One gate's gonna go on the corner of the turkey yard there. So when oh, by the way, another project, guys. It's not gonna happen for a year or two, but you guys have been asking me. I've had quite a few comments on it. Vaughn, can I do citrus up here? Can I grow citrus up here on the mountain at 6,400 feet in elevation where we get freezing temperatures in the winter? The answer is no, not outside. But as a caveat, we are going to build a greenhouse right there. And you can do citrus in a greenhouse up here. I know because I did it before at my other ranch, which had similar elevation, similar temperatures. Actually, it's a little bit colder up here. But a greenhouse you can do citrus in, dwarf or semi-dwarf, unless you have a really super tall greenhouse, which I'm not going to want to build. But we will do some citrus, lemon, lime, and possibly tangerine or orange. Those are the three fruits that we go through a lot of here, especially limes. We go through a lot of limes, guys. My wife's Mexican, and if you know Mexican food, you know everything tastes better with a lime in it. So up here, again, a lot of questions on what kind of fruit trees are we going to do outside up here. Well, typically we could do pretty much any stone fruit. If you don't know what a stone fruit is, it's a fruit that has like a pit inside, like a peach, a nectarine. Apples will grow up here, pears will grow up here, grapes, plums, things like that. Stone fruit. Cherries will grow up here. I don't know if I said pears already, but yeah. Any kind of fruit that is like for cold weather, it'll grow up here. If you could think, any kind of fruit that grows up in places like Washington, you know, you got Washington apples. That place is really cold. Lots of moisture, lots of snow, and lots of ice. Oregon, Washington, northern Idaho, different places in Canada, all these cold areas. Yes, you can grow fruit trees outside, but only specific kind. I'm not growing bananas up here, guys. It's not going to work. Oranges, stuff like that, it's not going to work unless you put it in a greenhouse. But yeah, it's turning out really nice. Just got to do a lot of manual labor now. We got to get all these rocks off the ground so the tractor is more efficient. Where I'm standing out here now is the, I guess you'd call this the southwest corner of the gardens. This is going to be our livestock. We're going to do pigs, sheep, and goats. And you can see I've got a water line stubbed up where it's going to be near the gate to each pen going in. So goats, sheep's, that's going to be the sheep water. This is the pig water, and then I put one more right here at the very end. I don't know if you can see because of the sun. Let me turn you around here. So the very last one right here, I put this in because I think right here in this corner, I may do a finishing pen. What is a finishing pen? And I had a finishing pen at my first homestead. Basically, when you have a bunch of animals and they're breeding and their babies are growing up anyways, you want to fill your freezer with meat. I would always pull the animal out that I plan to butcher, and I would put them in the finishing pen to separate them, and I would feed them typically 4-way cob, which is corn, oats, and barley with molasses in it. It's a sweet kind of a mix of different grains. In my opinion, it makes the meat less gamey, less barnyardy, and more sweet, which, I mean, who doesn't like that, right? So I always finish my animals with 4-way cob with the molasses, and it just sweetens the meat up. The animals really like it's like candy for them. They go crazy. It's like animal crack. they go crazy over that stuff, especially when you're feeding them alfalfa or whatever you're feeding them. They go crazy over it. It's something new, something delicious for them, so they're happy. I always want my animals to be happy. You know, even though inevitably they're going to be on my dinner plate, but at least I can give them a good life before that. And if you think about the alternative, you know, the food processing plants, the farms that have their animals locked up in just tiny cages where they can barely even turn around, that's not a good life. Being out here in the sun, the trees, the cool breeze, clean water, lots and lots of space, shade, and top quality food. I mean, if you're gonna eat meat, at least you can give your animals the best life possible. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel about it. That's all. I mean, you can grow your own animals however you want. I think it's showing respect to your livestock, I know it's weird why you respect your food, but I mean, without it, you die, right? Either that or become a vegetarian. And come on, let's not get crazy now. So I do have one water line up here. This is going to be for a frost-free hose bib. I think I showed you guys this before. This is our composting area in which we're going to use these cinder blocks to make our composting boxes. Again, here's the orchard. There's a total of 6 water lines poking up through the dirt. They will be teed off, each one. So 6 pipes times 2, 12. I could have 12 trees. These trees may be semi-dwarf. I'm not sure what trees I want to get yet and what type, either dwarf, semi-dwarf, or full grown. But according to the Google webs, I need at least 10 feet separation between the trees. Now, at my other homestead, I believe I did 10 feet. It's been quite many years, but it may have been 8 feet. But after a few years of those growing, they still never touched. If you keep them pruned, it's fine, and I'm going to keep them pruned anyways for a couple reasons. One, I want it easier to get the fruit. And you know, we don't eat a whole bunch of fruit here, but our animals will. This is going to be part of our animal feeding stock as well. But number 2, keeping it pruned, I can use that wood that I prune for smoking. Not smoking, but you know, like apple wood, peach wood, all these cherry wood, all these woods I could use in our smoker. That isn't built yet either. But I could use those trimmings for smoking. After they've been seasoned, you soak them, put them in your smoker. Now you got your own, off your own ranch, cherry wood smoked bacon or whatever you're doing. So I will keep these pruned, is basically what I'm getting at here. So pretty exciting. It's starting to actually look like garden areas. I just can't wait to get all these rocks out. This is the worst one because this is where I dug the most. Oh, one more thing I did do when I had the excavator here, and you won't be able to see that way because of the sun. Let me just take you over there. Hey Freya, how you doing? The only girl dog I have ever had that will lift her leg to go pee. That was kind of weird, but what are you gonna do? All right, so when I had the excavator here, I did one more thing before the owner came and got it. Around this entire perimeter of all of these garden beds, I carved a path. As you can see here, and then behind me, I carved a clear path. There's also another one going on the east side of the property. The front of the house, it already has it, or I'm sorry, the front of the gardens already has it. So why did I do this? Well, it's because of our next step. We're putting fences in here. I wanted a clear path to come in here. I will be getting a machine, an auger machine, to see if it's gonna work here. Now I tried one of those handheld augers, you know, with the handlebars, you and your buddy grab onto it and pray and hopefully it doesn't whip you around. Those don't work here. I mean, these rocks, that machine hits it and it just binds up and flings you around. This other machine they rent out at Home Depot is actually a tracked machine. It's got to weigh at least 1.5 tons, and it's got the big auger in the front, and you stand on the back where all the controls are. I'm going to rent that and see if that will actually do the job, putting my post holes in. I'll be doing 4x4 treated lumber here, 8 feet tall, bury it 2.5 feet deep. We'll have a 6 foot, what do they call it, twisted wire. They call it horse fence. It's not the welded wire. I don't like that stuff. Over time the wells break and then you got to replace it, but this twisted wire or woven wire works really good. It's super strong. So I'll be getting a few rolls of that, and I already got kind of a system on how to stretch that stuff. That works out really well, especially with all the trees I have to anchor to. But yeah, so I put in all these pathways on the outskirts where the you see here where the fences are going to go to just to get ready, because we're almost there. I got probably 2 days of picking up rocks and doing a final smoothing with that Coyote tractor, and then we're off to the races, fences and gates. I'm really looking forward to that, because as soon as that's done, we're growing, home. We're growing. So really good stuff. Really looking forward to getting some plants in the ground. Finally producing our own food. We went to town today Stopped by a Safeway, which is a grocery store if you don't know, and bought quite a bit of vegetables. We're good on meat, but we bought vegetables, and minus the potted plant the wife bought, just like 3 bags or 4 bags of vegetables was like $60, something like that, $70. Just amazing. And we'll go through that in a week, no problem. So if we can grow, I mean, if I'm saving $250, $350 a month just in vegetables alone, it'll be all worthwhile. What do I have as far as costs right now invested in all this? Of course, not counting the land. Most of the PEX pipes you see sticking up out of the ground, I had most of this, and I had most of the fittings. I spent maybe $300 on the stuff I didn't have, or stuff that I ran out on. I'll probably have about, I want to say $2,000 in fences, probably 500 or so, probably about 2,500 in fences and gates. And then the very big expense comes is when I start building these boxes. Most of these boxes are going to be 5 by 30. It's going to be probably a couple $1,000s just in lumber, nails, or screws. I still need irrigation parts for inside the boxes. Probably going to use Silker hose. I had really good results with that at my last homestead. We had a really big garden. I believe it was about 800 square feet garden with raised cinder block beds. Hopefully you guys remember that if you're from my original channel. But really looking forward to producing more of our own food, our own meat, our own fruit, and our own vegetables. We're also going to do olive trees. We're going to do grapes here. The boy loves grapes, so we're going to do some grape plants. But just a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff going on. We wanted to do this project last year, if you didn't know. I just didn't have the time. I had to get these other things done. We got a lot of projects done this year. What's up, buddy? My son's coming out. We got a lot of projects done, so now we're moving on to the more fun stuff. Really looking forward to it. So I still got to fine tune where these are. They kind of got wonky in my trench, and then backfilling it kind of moved it a little bit. But not a big deal, real easy fix. I'll do that after everything's clean and ready to go. I did change the gate location for what we're calling the garden garage. Again, that's not built. It's going to be hopefully this year. That's going to be a pretty easy project. So right here off of our new addition, our storage room, we're going to come off of there and then down with just a basic lean-to storage area. That's where we're going to park our side-by-side once we buy it. Or any small tractors we got. We're going to keep a lot of material in there, our feed for our animals, and the thought process is it'll be open on both ends, so I'll be able to get up in the morning, load up the side-by-side, drive it here, and come right through here. As you see, I did move this wall. We're going to drive through here. There's going to be a gate right here. What's up, buddy? He's yelling for me. He didn't see me. But anyways, there'll be driving paths all through here. I'm really big on automation and making things, all the chores go quick and easy. And just be more efficient. That's just how I do stuff. It's a curse and a blessing, I guess. So that's about it, guys. I just want to give you an update on where we're at. Next step is hand picking up all the rocks and then using that blade on that Coyote tractor to smoothen things out again, and then fences and gates. We're almost there, guys. So there you go. If you guys have any questions, again, you can put it down in the comments box, or you can message me directly at arizonaunplugged@gmail.com. I'm over here, son. See if he sees me. I'm right here, buddy. Okay. So yeah, you can message me there. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one. Prep and Thrive.